What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Stranded Deep. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while and construct ourselves a domicile. It's actually lagging out my island. I have an ulterior motive here. I always try to build stuff whenever I can when I have too many parts laying around because it lags my game out. Let's build some walls, shall we? 4 sticks and 2 palm leaves. Okay, that seems fine to me. Let's see here. You want to go into a spot right now? Wall? Are you feeling good about... Why are you not feeling good about this? Is there too much stuff here? Oh, it's supports. I forgot about the supports. That's right. You got to do support columns. Okay, so let's do those first. I had actually completely and totally forgotten about the supports. But everybody needs a little support every now and again. So how's everybody doing today? Everybody doing well? I hope so, because it is a wonderful Monday morning when I'm recording this. And things are looking pretty good right now. I'm happy with the way things are. The weather is actually pretty awful. I was going to say the sun is nice. It's shining. But no, it's like 105 today. It's pretty warm out in my neck of the woods. And there's no way to chop it off. So anyways, let's build some supports up and in here. And there we go. Get rid of some of these random physics objects that are laying around. And the ultimate goals for today, basically I just want to use up all of these parts right here. And then once I use up the parts, the next thing that we're going to do is go back out and explore. This is why we need to use up the parts. Is because unfortunately we got ourselves a nice little rainstorm coming in. And it'd be really, really nice to have some shelter now. Whereas my expertise is pretty much outside the realm of constructing stuff from scratch. Like, I couldn't build a house out of random thatch and things like that. What I will say is that if you're in a survival situation, getting yourself a nice little lean-to or something like that built, probably a decent plan, and you're going to want to do it on high ground or any location where it's not going to be underwater the first time that it rains. How many sticks is this taking, by the way? Am I going through sticks really, really rapidly? 4 sticks, so it takes an entire stack of sticks every single time that I do that. I think it's because it's those 4 right there, those 4 cross beams. Actually, technically, there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But anyways, you take those, and then what you would do is you would weave all those little bits right there. You see, you weave them back and forth, I think. You make the supports first, then you make like the little bits of rope or whatever. It's not something that I'm experienced with, but I would say that you should probably make yourself a lean-to in this situation so you have something at least to get under. If you wanted to do that, it's actually really, really simple. You just make the shape of a letter A. That's all you do right there is you make the shape of a letter A on each side with a little horn sticking off the top. So it'll look like the bars on a letter A with little devil horns on the top of it. What you do is you wipe it off, or I guess you tie it off. And once it's been tied off, then you take another stick and put it across the top of that. You make 2 of them, actually. And then you're going to have to go through and you make some of this little thatchy stuff. Or, I mean, honestly, you can just take palm fronds and lay those over the top and it should work out okay. But I think we're just about out of materials right now. So, damn, I thought we were going to get more done today. We're a little bit hungry, so I figured we'll go ahead and grab this. I will say that it takes a lot of materials even to do simple things. We're going through a lot of our food supply right now. And I've been working... Oh, the buckets of water filled back up. That's good. That makes me happy because it's raining. Rain fills buckets. That's what I learned today. Let's go ahead and flip that over that way so that it doesn't turn over and we don't lose any of our water. The next thing that we needed to do, we're looking good on our vitals. I'm still losing health because we're sick, and I haven't found any vitamins or anything like that to fix it just yet. I keep hoping that eventually we'll come across it, but I haven't been lucky. Throw that in the tool pile. I'm actually going to bring some axes along this time. That one's perfectly fine, right? Good. The axe is looking wonderful. Now we will take the compass, and we need to go back to 260. However, until this rainstorm goes away, there's not going to be a whole lot that I could do to navigate properly. So what I may do is let me take a couple minutes. I'm going to wait this rainstorm out because we can't navigate while it's in play. There is the possibility that it'll take us quite a while to get rid of it. And without eyes on, I know I need to go 260 west right about here. But unfortunately, without being able to see the silhouette of the island, I think it would be a bad plan. We might get slightly off center, and being off by a couple degrees right now could actually cause you to be very, very, very positionally off by the time we get out that way. So I will see you in just a moment, and I will be back. Okay, so we finally made it back out here. I know at the beginning of the episode, I always underestimate, like I really, really do underestimate the amount of materials it takes in order to build anything in this game. And so whereas I thought we were going to be able to finish off at least the walls of the house, I decided we just go back out exploring. We're going to the west this time, and so I went to an island that was 260 west, and from that island I went to one that was 280 west. And so if you were not familiar with where we are right now, the way that we would go back home is actually just right there. It's not that far out. In fact, I should probably mark it with something. So I figure since we're probably not going to be using the axe anytime soon, I'll throw that down right there on that side. When we come back with like some coconuts or something, I'll stack them up right there so that I can get my axe back. But for right now, let's see what this island has on offer. There is this distinct possibility that we might not get anything, but what I'm hoping for anyways is that eventually we'll get ourselves some pills around here. Now this one looks like it'll have a medical cabinet, which is a decent call for us. We'll check that out in just a minute. Oh, it looks like I've already been out here. Really, I double island hopped out this far. I didn't think I'd been out this far. Oh. Well, hell. I guess I'll take the bucket of seawater and we'll just use that in a minute. Let's see if we missed anything, though, over here. I don't remember double hopping. I don't have it on my map, so apparently... Huh. I must have been out here at some point. I don't remember coming out here, though. I don't know if anybody's got, like, an episode stamp where they remember going 2 islands out to the west. Go ahead and enlighten me, but I don't remember being here. I'm actually going to throw that right there. It's going to mark that spot. Let me get my axe back real fast. And then on this side, let's go hit some of these other wrecks real quick. I'm not going to hit them that hard. I don't want them like sitting around flinching every single time I come around. Make me feel guilty when I'm in front of my parents. But still, why would I bring my parents around the boat? Because it's the only boat for me. Let's see. We've got nothing inside this one. We got a couple of... I think there were some bubbles like right there. I'm going to go after those real quick because maybe... I don't remember coming out this far. This is really one of those odd situations where I feel like I must be having a major brain fart or something because I would have it noted on my map unless I just didn't bother. Maybe I went out to the west already and it was before I had a compass, so I didn't mark it or whatever because I didn't have a map yet. I don't know. Weird stuff occurring. Dive down to the bottom real quick. Oh, I don't see anything. Back up to the surface real fast. If you're down in dark water or whatever, if you're like deep down and you can't see where you are, my recommendation is you just blow bubbles. Like if you're trying to figure out your directionality underwater. So for example, you can become disoriented underwater if you're too deep down. You can't figure out what direction is like left, right, up, down. It can be very, very confusing. What is this? A free machete. All of that for a machete. Well, at least we got something out of it, though. And on the plus side, if you wanted it to be even more... Well, I don't even know what word I'm looking for right now. If you wanted it to be even more pragmatic, there we go. That's the word that I was looking for. Even more useful. We're already sick. So we can't get sick again. We can dive down to the bottom of the ocean. We don't have to worry about contracting any diseases or any fun stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. That makes me happy. I don't know. We've been hacking up a lung for at least like the last 20 days or so, and I feel like it's probably a fairly major infection at this point, but I don't know. Haven't been worrying about it. It'll go away on its own. Obviously, diving down into deep water is how you get colds. Let's go over to this side, and I've maybe that right there. I don't know. There's a couple more bubbles, though, and I'm obliged to think that perhaps I have not looted all of these since the last one at least had something inside of it. So we'll check this one over here, and we'll see how it goes. Oh, good. This one's closer to the surface. I was hoping something like that would happen. So we got nothing inside of there. Inside of this little room, we got ourselves a toolbox with an axe that'll stack up with our other axe. We do have a lot of axes already, but you know what? You can never get enough of them. You never know how much wood you're going to be chopping in this game, and for realsies, I think it's probably quite a bit. So this side, we should have like a console or something else, right? Yeah, there's a console right there with another bucket. I don't know why there's so many buckets on these ships. Maybe they're leaking all the time, so you gotta bail them constantly. I don't know. Is that a normal thing? Because, like, people that are nautical, they always seem like you have to be bailing stuff. But I've been in a boat, like, once or twice, and there was, like, never any water inside the boat. But every time there's a boat, like, in a movie or anywhere else, they're always, like, bailing randomly. They're like, oh, hold on, we gotta throw some water out of the bottom real quick. I'm like, I don't think your boat is working very... Isn't that, like, the fundamental principle of a boat is to keep water out? Like, that's the goal? If it's already getting water in the bottom when you take it out, it's not a very good boat. By design, we've got, oh good, we're actually pretty good on our vitals right now. That makes me happy. I love it when things are taken care of. We'll check these bubbles over here. I'm hoping this is one of those islands that, like, we came to right in the beginning when I was still, like, getting my feet wet with the game. And so I wasn't quite sure. That door's open. There's not going to be anything in here. We already got everything. There's antibiotics, a hammer. Why did those, so those fell out of the cabinet and rolled off to the side, huh? Weird. Hold on, let me get oriented real fast. I couldn't tell what direction I was looking in. Back up to the surface where he goes cynically when he comes up. He's like, I'm not going to be doing any air today. No, we're not having air in our lungs. Nah, swimming. I'm being so derisive right now. I'm being judgmental about everything that has ever happened because obviously I was in a super awesome passenger jet before I landed here. It was my private plane. My name was on the side. I'm like, yeah, well, that name didn't help it fly any further. It did it. Maybe it's a portent of your company's future. Got another, well, we got, can I take the antibiotics right now? No, I cannot. Alright, well, let's go back over Meow. And once we go back over Meow, we'll put all these things down next to our other bucket. Where's our other bucket at? Is it here? No, it's not here. I should probably look at a, like, compass or something. Probably be the best way to do it. There we go. There's our little finger of land that we got to take a look at. Back in and over here, we'll throw all of the stuff down. This is what I do on every single island. I don't know. I throw stuff into the corner in the direction that I have to go back so that, like, I can grab, like, the really, really choice stuff on the way back and take it with me. Dump out the water while we're here. Throw some hammers on this side. Obviously, the machete, don't really need it. Antibiotics, definitely don't need that because I haven't been stung by any lionfish or anything else recently. You only need that if you got those big weeping boobo looking things on your arms. And then it looks like we pretty much got this island tapped out. So I may try to go out to the west a little bit further. And in fact, this one is going to be at a heading... I got no light. This one's going to be at 280 west. So we actually went 280 west twice. I will see you there. And so we made it. There's a shipwreck right here. I'm actually going to grab that on my way by. I don't know. I'm starting to get the feeling like there's nothing really to do in the game except for, like, swim around and look for random stuff. I mean, all honesty, like, I read a lot of the patch notes and it seemed like there was some more content in the game. But from where I'm sitting at the moment, we haven't seen anything new. Everything here, I mean, there's been a couple of fish models, I guess, that have been a little bit different. But other than that, like, the entire game has more or less been the exact same thing that we did the last time we were in. Unfortunately, there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of progress taking place. I don't know. It's just like there's a lot of little random things around that I think are new. But for right now, we got a hatch right here. Well, let's hatch ourselves a plan then. We got a bucket of seawater right there. Nothing on that side. We got an axe and we got a carburetor. And I'd really like to not dive down in here for another couple minutes. And so this guy's got good breath capacity anyways. He'll probably be fine. Back up to the surface we go. Get ourselves a little bit more oxygen. That one right there is taken care of. There were two sets of bubbles out here, though, like right next to each other. There's the other one. And so we'll dive down. But yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised because I really sincerely thought there would be a little bit more for us to be doing here. Is this a crashed plane? Alright, well, I don't care. I guess I'll go ahead and grab a toolbox out of the back of it. It's weird that the rest of the plane is so ridiculously... This isn't a plane, this is a boat. I know the difference between planes and boats. I've seen many of them. Still, let's go to the island real fast. It's 280 to the west that we went twice. I didn't annotate that on my map. And so I probably should. Let's go 280 west right there. All right, good. And so on my way in order to get up out of here, we would need... Having trouble seeing my compass. There we go. And unfortunately, that blocks off my view a little bit. So the island we more than likely came from is... probably that guy right there. If I had to wager a guess. And so I wasn't paying attention when I came in here, but it'll be fine. It'll all work out in the end. I'll probably throw, let's put that right there. Carburetor, sure, why not? Couple buckets, yep. Machete, absolutely. Pick up this crab. Throw it into the ocean. Where did it go? Did I throw it really good? Did I throw it really well? I don't know which of the two I prefer, but you know what? I hope that I threw it well. Let's go back and, I don't know. I just feel like there's nothing to do other than island hop and pretty much, like, prospectively build stuff that doesn't do anything. Like, I don't know. It just kind of, like, feels like one of those situations where you hit the end of the gameplay very, very rapidly, or maybe we've just gotten unlucky. What is that? Oh, it's the top of a boat. Okay, that makes sense. Got myself a flare gun right now, too, just in case you wanted to blast yourself some flare. Why you would be directly targeting your flare, I don't know. I like my flare to be taken care of, and so I don't tend to do things like that. However, where was the side of the island that I just came from? That's weird. I got myself all disoriented already. It happens to me very, very frequently. It's one of these little fingers over here. Not that one. Weird. So it's like over... Really? That didn't look like it was attached over here. Hold on, let's go back over and look. I gotta drop off some more stuff. Oh, maybe it wasn't attached. I thought it was actually physically attached to the island, but it looks like it's just a loose collection of rocks that are off in the corner. Alright, that's what threw me off. Oh well. What are you gonna do about it? Take the flare gun. There we go. I still got my label maker just in case. Hasn't really been anything to like label lately, but I keep hoping. I keep hoping and wondering if maybe someday we'll have something to label. And so while we're here, we are kind of hungry. Let's go ahead and we'll chop up some potato plants real fast. There we go. Grab a couple of those off the ground. There's another one over here. I don't think it'll be enough to get our hunger fully filled, but it's enough to get started. And eaty, 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 bitey, 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 yummy, 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 tidy, tidy, whiteys. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Take these coconuts off too, because obviously we're going to need to take care of our hydration, and we may also need to eat the flesh. So let's throw it down on the ground. There we go. And so now we eat the flesh. I eat your flesh. Pop open a hole. One more hole right there. Throw that up in the air. Hope that it breaks. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. It can be hard to tell. Good. They both broke. And so actually I needed to drink those first. I don't know why I did that without thinking. But there'll be more coconuts on the island, sure. Why not? Let's go find a little low-lying plant over here. This is why I need to think a little bit more. I need to think a little bit more. Wasting my resources. There we go. There's a nice little cluster. Grab all of you guys off the ground. Throw you over here. Make sure that you're not rolling. And then once we pop a couple holes in these, we shall drink out of them and let the juices run down our chin. Sexy style. There it is. Drink that guy. Drink that guy. Lots of guys being drunk right now. And did that get us all? Oh, good. We're all squared away. I'll bring the rest with me because now that they're already popped open, I see no point in leaving them. And then we'll try and jump onto this wreck real fast. I don't know if we're going to find anything useful. I keep hoping that we'll find vitamins or something around. But we haven't been that lucky as of right now. Straight through the door on the side. So happy. Ooh, another pair of flippers. Unfortunately, I don't think they stack, so we'll have to take from that what we will. Put your flippers on your flippers. We got some duct tape right there. This cabin should be all cleared out, but there should be something either on the stem or the stern. We got a shark around. There he is right there. I haven't seen any great whites or anything either now that I think about it. Like, it's actually been pretty devoid. Can I get up on top of the boat? Is that something you're going to allow? No, you're not. Okay, well, I'm going to swim down and in then because he's right behind us. And then we're going to go into the cabin, raid the medicine cabinet real quick. There's a bandage in there. There's a bucket and a flashlight. Couple of buckets, in fact. I like how it fills up right there. Like, oh, didn't have any water in me until you opened the cabinet. Very, very watertight. The company that made this boat, very, very efficient in making sure water doesn't get into locations where it's not supposed to be. I just want you to know that right now, that I pretty much lived a dry existence until you arrived. He's all riled up, too. You better watch out, shark. You better watch out. That's right. I'll hit you in the tail with an axe underwater with my ridiculous upper body strength. Did you just bite me on land? Oh, you bastard. I may have to kill this shark. This shark might have to die. You better get back over here, shark. Well, you gonna finish what you started? You don't want to fight me anymore? You gotta be careful. Sometimes the shark will flip around and destroy you. It's an odd situation. I've had it happen before. Yeah. See what happened, shark? You see what happened? This is what happens. And now I drag you back to shore and I'm going to eat your flesh. It's going to be amazing. And through doing that, I'm going to absorb your soul. And you're going to give me your power. Yes. Shark powers. Get up on shore. Yeah. I'll bring you over here. I don't have a lighter. Damn it. Hopefully we find one. Here, you go over here so that I can eat you. If I can't get your soul power, then no one will. I'll leave you to rot. Some seagulls like flying around like, Bakar! Getting myself some shark powers. Bakar! All the other seagulls gonna be jealous. Let's jump up in here. I need that band-aid very badly. Now I'm gonna throw those binos over here. Just litter in the ocean real fast because it doesn't matter. And then did he bite me actually? Did he actually accomplish anything, or was that a bite of inefficiencies? It does look like I'm bleeding. Can I not put a bandage on underwater? Ah, that's what it was. I'm no longer bleeding. Hooray for underwater surgery. We've managed to make sure that our wounds are nice and patched up. So, Sharky, how do we want to deal with this situation? That was actually a lot easier and a lot more anticlimactic than I figured. I thought I had to beat on him for a while longer. I don't know. It seemed to go pretty quickly. The fun was over as soon as it started. Let's go back to this end of the island. I'll stack up some of the meat in case I need it later. I think we should also corral all the sticks and rocks in case I got to come back out here because there's a very, very distinct likelihood that I will. I don't know. You tend to deforest like huge, huge swaths of islands every time you play this game. And throw the shark meat out here, obviously leaving it in the tropical sun. A great way to make sure that it stays nice and sanitary. Good way to keep the bacteria from collecting. A couple of duct tapes. We got a machete over there. Axe did a pretty good job right there. I'm proud of you, Axe. Well done. Can I kill the stingray? I want to try and kill a stingray. Hold on. Stingray, stingray. Gonna stab you with my axe. Oh, man, that was... I feel like a dick now because it's adorable and I just want to hang out with it. It's like one of those things that you like find a dead stingray in the water and you chase your friend around with it trying to sting him with the tail. Like, ah! I have a weapon, so can I chop you up and eat you? He's kind of cute. I feel like an asshole. Poor sea pancake. I'm going to take a rough guess and say that I probably can't chop him up right now. Can I wear you as a hat? Perhaps. Well, your uses as a sunshade appear to be limited. Damn it. They work pretty well for that crab, though. Here you go, crab. Let me protect you from the sun's horrible, harmful rays. No skin cancer for you. Seem to work out pretty well, actually. It'd be badass if you could just sew like a blanket made out of stingrays, like 50 of them, and then just be up. Or if you could just like surf around. So what I always wanted is I wanted to take stingrays and then you like duct tape them to your feet, and then you just stand on them and you simultaneously surf on the two stingrays, which are now actually like swooping through the water in tandem. I think that it would be pretty awesome. But I think we've pretty much tapped this island out. I'm not seeing anything else that's really getting me hot and spicy at the moment. So I'm going to go out, I guess 240 West is the next place we're going, and so that's where we'll meet up, shall we? I mean, you don't have to meet me up if you don't want to. It's just kind of one of those, like, rough plans that you make when you get to the theme park, like, right at the beginning, and Mom's like, all right, so if we get separated, you got to meet by the big statue of the orca, and I'd be like, okay, let's meet by the big statue, but then when you get lost, you never end up going to the big statue of the orca, because you're, like, off in the middle of the park someplace where you have no idea where you are, and the statue of the orca is, like, right there at the beginning of the park, and you don't want to ask any of the employees because you don't want to be a bother. So anyways, is this sounding a little bit too true to life right now? I'll see you on the island. You know, I don't really know if I just like underestimate how close all the islands are together, because sometimes it feels like I have to swim for like a really, really long time before I get to a new island. And then other times, this is by the way, like 220, 230 West. I don't know. Hopefully we'll be able to isolate that. I'm just going to call it 230 for right now. I don't know. My navigational skills seem to be coming through all right. And so if we had the 230 right there, I did like that trick that somebody said where you just add or subtract 2 to each number. That was pretty awesome. I didn't even know that that was like a trick that worked. That looks like it's probably our island right there, so let's find something to denote the fact that it's our island. I'll throw some coconuts right there on the ground. I always carry around a couple of extra things just in case. We'll have a look around for any cool little Easter eggs. Nothing laying around right now. Haven't found any UFOs or anything. I have heard about a couple of things that are pretty awesome. What I'm hoping, my biggest thing that I want to be implemented in the game are super islands. That's the thing that I'm more than excited about. Like, I actually think the game would be better if there were less small islands and there were just huge islands that just like randomly showed up. Like, you started on a really huge island and you had to explore that. In fact, I think procedural generation might not be the way to go with this game. Got a flashlight and a machete right there. I'm going to stop picking up flashlights because I don't know. It all just feels pointless at this. It all feels so pointless. I just can't do it anymore, Greg. I just can't do it anymore. Just can't make it happen. This doesn't make me feel happy like it used to, Greg. Let's go. I don't know who Greg is. I was just using a random name right there. If you're wondering, like, whoa, 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 what's the backstory here? Why are we talking about Greg? I'm like, I don't know. I just picked a random name and ran with it. It's one of those things that I tend to do whenever I do these episodes. We'll go back on over to this side. I don't know. Are you guys still interested in seeing more Stranded Deep? I'm getting this weird feeling like a lot of people are like bored by it because there's not really that much new content. I heard there was like oil rigs out here somewhere and there were like cities around that were like up on big stilts or something. I've seen them in other people's videos and I just can't seem to physically find them. It's a little bit of a bitch if you ask me, but at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of fun tooling around going island to island. I kind of wish, like I said, the islands were bigger. Yeah, this island doesn't look like it has much to offer us, so unfortunately, I think we might be like on to the next. I only see like one major boat here. And so if we could find our coconuts, I'll add all this stuff to the stack of stuff that's probably going to go back with us when we retreat back to our origin. But for right now, throw the engine, the baked beans. Do I actually need to eat those? And the machete right there. Baked beans. We're actually looking pretty good right now. I don't think that I need to. I'm going to stop the episode right here. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I mean, we could find other stuff to do, obviously. We could find like a Rust server or something if you wanted to do that. I'll see y'all later. How you do, everybody?